Joe Newman and your wife, Mitzi Newman. How are you today?
Doing really good.
We're just coming out of service. Excellent message. Anything that's resonating with you right now that you would share, as epilogue?
We just talked about Pilate and how Pilate made the wrong decision, and Pilate lost a lot because he didn't want to recognize who Jesus was. He didn't want to recognize the truth. He would rather just suit himself and keep his physical earthly future. And we're just trying to encourage people to look beyond that. Look how Pilate made the wrong decision. And, Jesus said in that passage that, he was the truth. And that's what Pilate needed, but he rejected that voice. So really, as a church, that's one of the things we're always trying to get people to do is they hear a ton of voices out there in the world. But the voice they need to hear is his voice and to pay attention to his voice. So that's sort of what we try to do is get people to hear his voice.
It was nice to come today to see your faith community is growing. Tell us about that.
We've had a lot of visitors in the last several months, and a lot of our growth has been word of mouth. One person tells another, and I think people like it. They come here, and we're really intense about what we believe, but we're not intimidating. We're not manipulative. We don't demand anything of the people. We just want them to know the Lord. And so I think that really appeals to people. They can come, and we don't sugarcoat it, so they know what they're going to hear, but it allows them to make their own decision.
There was many interesting things in your preaching today, and you went after some very real issues. So it was good to hear. Now, Mitzi, the community's growing. I know that you're involved with the women's, not necessarily a group, but women getting together. What have you found where you've had to stretch? With a bigger group of people, where have you had to grow?
Where have I had to grow? I think just being a good listener, and which I've learned from Joe, and just meeting people where they're at and listening to their needs and just encouraging them no matter what they go through, how hard it gets, just to lean on the Lord and walk with Him, and they'll get through it.
What are you finding are some of the issues that people are the new people are bringing forward, and the reason that they're finding themselves in church?
I think people aren't happy with what they're, some people aren't happy with the lack of friendliness in other churches. And, that's something we've stressed even when it was just us and our family starting out. We've always encouraged our kids just to reach out to people and be friendly and go up and meet them and ask them questions. And people make comments a lot about how friendly they find our church.
That's so good. So what's on the go for the summer? What have you done so far, and what's left?
We have a meeting coming up in September, and we always have a church picnic in the fall. That's not summer, but we do have a church picnic that the kids enjoy in the fall time because we do a candy throw, so they're all excited about that. And the meeting, the special speaker and his wife will be here, so that's good for our ladies to have somebody else on the outside come in and just visit and get to know them.
That's good. And Pastor, where are you going? Where's the Spirit leading you with the next with teaching wise and preaching wise?
That's a good question. What we've been doing is just going through books of the Bible. We're in the book of John Sunday morning. We're in the book of 1 Timothy. Like right now, we're in 1 Timothy 3. And when you do that, it forces you to touch on things that you wouldn't normally. So in 1 Timothy 3, it's about the qualifications of a pastor. And so it really answers questions for people. And so by going through books of the Bible, you just sort of deal with everything instead of your favorite topics. So, and really, that turns out to be really interesting. And God talks about things that a lot of times we don't talk about. So it really becomes just a blessing as you go through it.
Now, a direct invite for people to come to church.
Hey, we we'd love to have you. One thing's for sure, our goal is not just to get something from you. We want to give you something. And what we want to give you something is something that will last beyond today and beyond tomorrow and into the world to come. We want to give you a real relationship with Jesus Christ, because someday, 50 years from now, that's all that's going to matter. And really, that's all that matters today. And we want to give you that.
Thank you so kindly. That was awesome. Good day. How are you doing today?
Good. Very good. Thank you.
So we're at Capital City Baptist Church after church, and so I'm just visiting with a few people. And who are you?
I'm Mary Lounsbury.
I'm Joseph Lounsbury.
And so I have a few questions about church life and the value of being in a faith community and how Capital City Baptist Church impacts you.
Mary, do you want to start?
Sure. Well, my dad is a pastor, so he's just a real inspiration to me. I guess I've seen his life from the time I've grown up, and he really lives what he preaches, and so that always just inspires me. When I hear him behind the pulpit, I know what he's saying is from his heart, because I do see him live that, and I saw him live that growing up.
Capital City has inspired me to continue living for God, and he's a great example. My pastor, my father-in-law, Mary's dad, and he's just an amazing preacher, very expository. Again, lives what he preaches, and we have men that go out onto the streets and they give the gospel, they witness, and so there's really good people to be able to do the things of the Lord with and serve the Lord with. So that's a real encouragement.
Now, this is a faith community that's based on what living a life after I guess up to when you're saved, and then after that you've been saved. So what you're in your day-to-day living, how could you encourage other people? What could people be looking for that they could find by coming to Capital City Baptist Church from a saved or pre-saved context?
I feel like there's a real practical emphasis. Like sometimes there's the nebulous things of just live for the Lord, but I feel like it's really to the heart of the matter. The preaching is like being spirit-filled and having a personal walk with the Lord and what exactly that means, and it affecting your daily life, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, not just coming to church and performing a ritual, but actually it changing your life and just adding to your faith virtue and all the things in Peter that it says, and just making it really practical in your life and living it out.
Again, it's just my pastor, my father-in-law. he just lives the Bible. He lives the Bible. He lives what he preaches, what he teaches, and but at the same time, so he's very merciful. He's always trying to aid you in your walk with the Lord. He's always ready to listen. I've been under, or I've talked to some people about the churches that they go to, and there's teaching, there's good preaching, but they say sometimes they just don't feel like they're understood. They feel like that sometimes their preacher can be unapproachable. Well, my pastor, he's very approachable. He's always ready to help. He's always very understanding. But at the same time, he does not try to compromise truth. He's all for the truth. But again, he's always trying to aid you and getting the higher ground and to serve the Lord. So that's a real blessing.
Thank you so kindly.
You're welcome.
How deep the Father's love for us, how vast beyond all measure, that He should give His only Son to make a wretch's treasure. How great the pain of searing loss! The Father turns His face away, as wounds which mar the chosen one bring many sons to glory. Behold the man upon a cross, my sin upon His shoulders. Ashamed, I hear my mocking voice call out among the scoffers. It was my sin that held Him there until it was accomplished. His dying breath has brought me life. I know that it is finished. I will not boast in anything, no gifts, no power, no wisdom, but I will boast in Jesus Christ, His death and resurrection. Why should I gain from His reward? I cannot give an answer, but this I know with all my heart: His wounds have paid my ransom. Why should I gain from His reward?